How do you get your videos seen and skyrocket your views today? In this video, I'm going to tell you how to get more views now using GV, or what I call guaranteed view topics, 5 factors to guaranteeing views, how to dominate suggested videos and search rankings, and the exact formula to find the right topics right now. Hit that like button if you're ready to rock your views. I used the method I'm about to show you to generate over 150,000 views in the last 4 weeks on this one video on my channel, and another one of my clients actually generated 12 million views using this strategy. So I'm going to show you exactly how she did that as well, using it as a case study. And whether you have 300,000 or no subscribers at all, this video is for you, because let's face it, it's easier to get views when you actually have a subscriber base. But if you're starting from zero and you have a small channel right now, it's not as easy as everyone else is saying it is. So we're going to dive into the actual tactical steps and formulas you need to be using in order to guarantee views on your videos. Let's do this. Step number 1 is what I like to call collect proof of views. So you're going to go inside YouTube to do this, and this is exactly the steps you want to take.
What you want to do inside of YouTube is you actually want to go to choreography. Let's say that's the example. And you're a choreographer who really wants to start gaining traction on YouTube and getting more views. What I do, and the little trick here, is you search the niche or category that maybe you're in, and this works for every single category. You click on filter right here, and you go to channel. So it's only going to filter it to actual channels that are choreography channels. So what I would do is I would try and look at channels that have like a small-ish following and see if they have any really popular videos, because that shows you that there's proof that you can still win as a small channel, which, by the way, it doesn't matter how big or small your channel is, you can still win on YouTube no matter what the category. And I'm going to tell you the formula for doing that in just a second. But let's just say it's this channel right here. Let's see what kinds of videos are winning for them. So if we go here and we go to videos, you want to click on the video tab, and you would sort by most popular, and you would see what kinds of videos they're posting that are getting the most views, because that will give you some ideas of what you want to post. So obviously this is super specific category, but you can do this over and over and over again. And this is the part that you want to spend time on to see what kinds of channels are killing it and which videos have the most views. So you can see this video right here, 107,000 views. And it's a channel with only 2,100 subscribers. So it's possible. Topics are being searched. So I would just keep doing this and keep going through channels to find opportunities and also get inspiration for the kinds of videos you want to be creating. So let's say we go to this channel here and we go to videos, same thing. And we're going to go to most popular. And it's going to give us some great ideas. And again, you can do this in every single space. So if you look at this channel, part of the reason that she's had such big success and has so many views is she's capitalizing on new songs that have come out, new popular songs that have come out, and doing choreography to that. So this is a great tactic, and you want to write these things down because they'll work for you.
Step number 2 is the GV videos, so guaranteed view topics. So in order to do this, you're going to go back into YouTube. I'm going to show you that in a second. But before you try this and just run with it, you need to watch this video until the end, because you can't move forward with this step unless you know the specific formula to use with it. Because if you don't, you're just going to be guessing and you're still going to not see very many views on your videos. So let's get into it.
Now that you've collected proof of views, this is where you start looking for guaranteed view topics. So for example, if I'm looking up online marketing, let's just take a look at this channel and let's go to videos, do the exact same thing, and we're going to sort by most popular. And this is really where the guaranteed views GV videos start. So you want to see which videos are getting the most traction and what topics they're on. So you can use these as some ideas and just start writing them down. That's all you need to do right now. Just start writing down the topics once you start doing this work, and it's going to give you a whole list of things that you can make videos. But don't do anything until you get to the next step with me, which is about the formula. That's coming up in just a second, because unless you know that formula, it's going to be a waste of your time to just try and make videos on topics that are popular on other channels, because there's so many factors involved, which I'm going to explain in just a minute. And then also just type in any keywords that you know your audience would be looking for. So I keep these in my notes on my phone, and I keep an ongoing list of questions I get from my clients and questions that come up on social media. In this case, you want to just take note of the videos that are coming up. How I lost 11 pounds in 1 week, what to eat to lose weight in 5 days, all interesting topics. I'm not saying you need to do them, but they're good topics, and we're going to teach you how to figure out which ones to actually make videos on in just a second. This is a really good example here. So as I mentioned earlier, Linda Rayner, who is one of my clients, she has generated 12 million views on this video. It's 2 years old, but she used this strategy where she found a video that was 6 years old. This was the top ranking video when Linda started her channel on this topic. So Linda was writing down topics and doing her research in the way that I just showed you of video topics that she could do, that she could talk about, and she's an expert on. So tell me about yourself. A good answer to this question was one of those topics. So she saw Antoni's video, and she's like, you know what? I can do that, and I can add my own insight, and I can make it an even better version of this video and an updated version of this video, because YouTube loves updated content. So she did, and she's now doubled the amount of views that Antoni has here. And there's several reasons for why this happened, but this is a good example. When you do this research, you can find guaranteed view videos, but you also need to understand the variables. So let's dive into that right now, and then we'll get into the formula.
I'm gonna get into the 5 variables of how you actually get views on YouTube and the things you're in control of, so you can start doing them immediately in just a second. But before I do that, in my video on how to grow a YouTube channel from 0 subscribers and 0 views, which you can check out, it's in the description below, I talk about the fact that you have to be the best. It's pretty straightforward. So a really easy thing that you can do is when you have a keyword or a topic that you've now discovered using the steps prior to this, you want to search that topic on YouTube and watch the top 5 ranking videos. So the 5 videos that show up first, watch all of them and see what information are they missing, how could you do it better, how could your video be more enticing visually and from a content perspective, because if you make your video the best, you are guaranteeing yourself views, and you're guaranteeing that you're going to climb the rankings regardless of the size of your channel. So this is a piece of research that is vital to growing on YouTube. So things that you can include that maybe other videos are missing that will give you a leg up on the competition are secret insights, bonus tips, and just extra value. The more value you give, the more views you'll get. So there are 5 variables when it comes to getting views on YouTube. And when you understand these 5 variables, you are going to guarantee yourself views for years to come. So the first thing is retention. And this comes down to how you structure your video. So we've created something called the Hot Script Formula, and it's something that we work with our clients on inside of our programs. And it's also something that I created a video on, and you can check that out in the description below. Wait until the end of the video because there's a lot of other things we need to go through on getting more views, but make sure that you check it out so that you can structure your videos in a way that increase retention. Because if you have high retention, and retention simply means how long are people watching your video? They should be watching the majority of it. And if they do, it's telling YouTube that you have a great piece of content that they should rank higher and they should push further in suggested. So there's a very specific way to structure videos on YouTube that's extremely different than every other social platform. The second variable is accumulated watch time. So similar to retention, but it's accumulated watch time across the platform and on your channel. So you'll notice in the Linda example that I gave you, one of our clients who had 12 million views on her video, a really sneaky little trick is when you do your research and you see the top 5 ranking videos for the keyword that you want to be approaching or doing a video on, see how long the videos are. If you can make your video a tiny bit longer or even significantly longer without adding fluff or filler, because remember, we need to keep your retention high, we need to keep people watching the video all the way through. But if you can add a little more information, a little more value, and that makes the video a little bit longer, it's going to accumulate more watch time because you're keeping people on YouTube longer. So doing a little bit of a longer video than the top 5 ranking videos is a good way to start inching up on accumulating that watch time, which will accumulate more authority inside of the algorithm, which will get you more views. Third variable is topic authority or keyword authority. What this means is it's really easy to gather views once you've built authority in one place. So you'll notice this on my channel. When I talked about YouTube or when I talk about Instagram, I know that I'm guaranteed views, GB videos, because I've already built so much authority in the past with specific videos on both of those topics. And when you do that, YouTube is a topic-based platform, so it's gonna push those videos that are on those same topics further and faster in suggested and in search. So one of the easy things that you can do here, and this is also in our scripting formula, is ask for engagement, because the more engagement you get on your videos and the more retention and watch time that we just talked about, the higher you're going to rank in the algorithm, because you're building authority on those topics. So inside of our program, YouTube for Bosses, we have engagement pods, which allow other people to watch, like, and comment your content so that you get boosted in signals, which are likes, comments, subscribe, and then also retention and watch time. So it's giving you a leg up on anybody else because you have a built-in audience for your content and for your videos. And finally, just asking for engagement at the end of your videos, like I said, is in our scripting formula. So just ask people to give it a like, which you'll notice I did at the beginning of this video. I said, like this video right up front, because that boosts my signals and tells YouTube it must be a good piece of content, so therefore it should rank higher and be pushed and suggested. And give it a comment and a share and a subscribe, because those are all signals that tell YouTube it's great content. The fourth variable is views and velocity. So you want to take a look at top ranking videos like we've already done and see how old are they and how many views do they have versus how many subscribers they have. So let's just say that you stumble upon a video that has 100,000 views, but the channel only has like 60 subscribers and the video is more than a year old. I kind of talked about this when I was doing the screencast, but what this means is that's a gold mine of a topic. The reason being is that YouTube loves fresh content. So if all the content that's ranking for the topic you want to cover is older, you have a better chance of ranking higher because they want new, fresh content that they can push to the top of the search results, which will give you more views. Also, if it only has like 60 subscribers on the channel with 100,000 views, what does that tell you? It tells you that it's a needed topic. It's a guaranteed view video, because there's 100,000 people that have watched it, whether because it's showing up in search results, ranking #1, or because it's getting pushed out and suggested. Either way, it's proof of views. And it goes back to that step #1, that you're proving that there's a concept or a topic that is out there already. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You can create a piece of content on it, following all the steps that we talked about earlier, and you know that you're guaranteeing views on your video. And in relation to the same subject, the fifth variable to views, which you cannot overlook, is if you are going after highly competitive topics against channels that have built a lot of clout when it comes to keyword or topic authority, it's a lot harder to get views and to get seen because they're already dominating. So a way to get around this is to use longer tail versions of the title or longer tail keywords. But just pay attention to, if you find a video topic that you want to do and you search it and the top ranked videos are from these massive channels with a ton of clout on that topic, you might want to think about making a different variation of the title so you can actually find a gap and a space that you can rank for. Now, I've talked a lot about different kinds of traffic, which means different kind of views that you're getting. So it used to be that search traffic ruled the world. And in my opinion, it still does. Even though the majority of my traffic is coming from suggested videos, the only thing that you have true control over on YouTube and that you can actually 100% dominate if you follow the right formula, which is showed in this video, then it's search. That's the only thing you have control over. So you want to focus on ranking high in search results first. Suggested videos are a little bit different. I'm going to talk about how to dominate on suggested in a second. And the other interesting thing and why search is so important is that even though my search traffic on YouTube is a little less than suggested at this point, and the algorithm has changed slightly, the external traffic that's coming to my channel and to my videos, if I look on that, it's still coming from Google search. That's the #1 external source of traffic for my videos. So people are still finding me because they are searching, and Google is a search engine and YouTube is owned by Google. So search is what you want to focus on first, because that is the only factor and the only traffic source and the only view source that you 100% have control over outside of all of those variables that I just mentioned. So like I said, because search comes first, that's the step we're going to move into right now. And if you want to know the search volume of any specific keyword, I'm going to dive into what you need to know in a second in my computer, but you want to download a free Chrome plugin called Keywords Everywhere, which is a tool that I use all day, every day, and I tell all of my clients to use as well. You want to make sure that you snag that.
What you really need to understand is that on YouTube, in order to get views and to guarantee views on your videos, you can't really control suggested traffic. So suggested traffic is that when I look for a topic, let's say I click on Linda's video here, suggested means that it's the videos that come up next. It's the videos that pop up on the right-hand side here that are suggested for you to watch next. So if you can dominate this, it's amazing. And Linda's done an amazing job. She's used our strategy to make sure that she's constantly showing up and basically has a lot of watch time because people go from one video to the next on her channel. But suggested is a lot harder to control than search traffic. And what I mean by search traffic is rankings. So if I search the question, tell me about yourself, I find Linda at the very top. She is ranked number 1 for this topic. Now, how did she do this? This is where the formula comes into play. So the formula for getting views on YouTube that will guarantee you views, and this is the only thing that you can control really on YouTube, is search volume versus search pool versus views and velocity. What this means is you want to keep your search volume between 100 to 1,000 searches per month. So you'll see that Linda did a little variation of this title here because 165,000 searches per month was way too high. So now, when she was first starting her channel, it was between 100 and 1,000 searches per month because she didn't have any traction. So it was 590 searches per month, which is perfect for this exact title. So if I click on this, the search pool, I already know because I already looked, is really high still. It's in the millions, 125 million. So can you really compete with 125 million search results? And I'm finding this through TubeBuddy here. But can you really compete with 125 million search results? No. So in reality, this video had a lot less competition when Linda first made it, and there weren't as many people talking about this, and there wasn't as much competition on the platform 2 years ago. So she kept the search pool small. So the way that you can easily make this search pool smaller is to redefine your title. So a good answer to this interview question. Let's see what happens here. So it tightens it up a little bit, but you do want to try and keep this, especially as a brand new channel, you want to try and keep your search volume, which is for this part right here, your main keyword, between 100 and 1,000 searches per month. So in this case, it does fit that. And you want to keep your search pool, which would be your competition, under 100,000 if you're a brand new channel. So this is way too competitive. So Linda got in at a good time when this formula worked. But the other factor to this that really helps is creating content that's fresh. So if you look at this topic now, the top ranking video, so Linda's, and then Job Speaker, and then Dennis, hers is 2 years old, this is 3 years old, this is 2 years old, and the original video, which was by Anthony Stagg, is 6 years old. So Linda swooped in when the newest content on this topic was 6 years old and YouTube was looking for fresh content on it. So views and velocity is the other factor of this formula. So you want to have between 100 and 1,000 searches per month as a brand new channel. You want to have under 100,000 in the search pool so that you're not competing against millions and millions of results, because how are you going to get found? And you want to find a topic that has a gap and that needs new fresh content and is a couple of years old. So if they're the top 3 to 5 videos are at least a year old, you do have a good opportunity at ranking. So that's how the formula works, and that is the best way to guarantee you're going to get views on your videos.
Now let's move into suggested dominance, which I know is a hot topic right now, and it's something that YouTube is really pushing when it comes to getting more views on your videos. So how do you dominate suggested? Well, it's a lot easier to dominate suggested once you already have clout on a topic, which is why I talked about that earlier. And the perfect example of that is my Instagram videos recently. I had one Instagram video blow up, and then I continued to capitalize on that by making more Instagram related content, and they all are guaranteed view videos. As I explained earlier, that was something that I could easily predict, and now you can too. So the easiest way to tell if you're starting to build clout on any topic is take a look at your views on your video first and foremost. Which videos are getting a few more views than the other ones? That's going to tell you you're building a little bit more clout. The other part of this is once you get a video ranking, no matter how small the search pool or how small the search volume, if it's ranking number 1, you are building authority within the algorithm on YouTube. So that's another way that you can kind of continue to dominate on it and get picked up in suggested for those topics and get pull off of search traffic from other videos on that topic as well. So you're pulling in more views from a bunch of different sources. So the factors to dominating suggested videos, which you can see on the side, the only things that you can really control when it comes to actually getting it pushed into suggested is, like I said earlier, making sure you have the best content on that topic. So doing your research, watching the other videos that are showing up, and making sure that yours knock them out of the water. So more value, more insights, more tips and tricks, more entertainment, more inspiration, whatever it may be. So the other factors that you can control are, you want to control the CTR. So this is your click-through rate. A good click-through rate on a thumbnail is between 2 to 5%. And this basically means, like, out of the amount of impressions of people that are seeing your thumbnail, how many people are actually clicking through to watch the video. So between 2 to 10% is exactly what you're looking for. So how can you dominate this and make sure you're getting a high CTR? Really easy trick here, and I'll show you an example with my how I post to Instagram video. I basically went and looked in search, I typed in how I post to Instagram, and I saw the top ranking videos. I noticed they were a little bit darker, mostly black and white, so I was like, I'm gonna do pops of color and make it really vibrant. And sure enough, that video is ranking super high and it's getting pushed and suggested. So you also wanna see in the suggested tab, when you click on a video on that topic, what's coming up on the right-hand side and what do most of those thumbnails look like, and how can you look different from them? How can you stand out from them? That's a really good way to also show up in suggested and actually get clicked on in suggested, which is only gonna push you further in suggested. The next factor of this is making sure that the keyword or the topic that you're trying to get pushed for and suggested is actually in the title. So say I wanted to do a video on how to get more views on YouTube. That title better be in the title. So it better be in the actual title of the video, because otherwise it's not gonna get found and I can't get ranked in search, and I also can't get pushed and suggested when other people's videos are playing on this topic because I don't have the same title as their videos. So having the same title that you wanna get pushed for is really, really important. Also following those other factors that we discussed. And also including your description and your tags is really, really important. So an easy trick here is you can basically go into other videos that are ranking on your topic and you can see what kinds of tags they're using. A really simple example of this is actually when I talked about Linda's video earlier. The thing is, a lot of people don't understand how to use tags, and that was a prime example here. So Anthony actually didn't have his tags set up in the right way, whereas Linda has her tags set up perfectly, and she's ranking for all those different topics, and she's able to pull off suggested traffic from those topics because she got it in her metadata, in her backend, in her tag. So title, description, and tags, they all need to use the keyword that you're trying to rank for and also related keywords that you want to be ranking for. Simple way to do this is look at the videos that are ranking, use their titles in your tags, and also find the top 5 videos that are ranking and find their tags. And you can do this using TubeBuddy and then use those tags in your tags as well. You have up to 500 characters, and that's really the best way to figure out what kind of tags you want to use. And the one thing I will say about that you want to be cautious of too is you can't always rely on copying other people's tags because you don't know if they're doing it exactly right. So only pull the tags that you know are highly relevant to the topic that you're creating your video on and are written out in the right way. Also, you want to make sure that you put your channel name in your tags, because that means that if you look at Linda's channel as an example, her videos are always showing up in suggested. If you're watching one of her videos, you'll see like 15 of her other videos in the right side. Same with my channel, because my tag or one of my tags is always my channel name, so that they group all of my videos together on the platform and on YouTube, which keeps people on my channel longer and increases my watch time on my channel, and therefore increases my authority and my views and watch time. Whew! This was a lot of information in one video. And yes, I'm aware that I talk fast, or do you just listen slow? Nobody knows. Well, I do. So yeah, I hope this was valuable for you. I hope you got a lot out of it. And I'm telling you, if you follow everything that I just shared with you, you're guaranteed to get more views and have those GV videos, guaranteed viewed videos, working for you for years to come. If you really want to dive into all the secrets and behind the scenes and the tactics and the data, I have a free training on how to 100x your subscriber base and double your revenue in the next year. You can check that out in the link below, and it will also give you exclusive and special access to my program, YouTube for Bosses, so you can check that out. If you like this video and it's helpful for you, give it a like. Make sure you let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. Also share your channel and what it's all about so we can support you as well. And take a screenshot, share it out on Instagram, tag me, and let me know what you thought of the video. Thanks for watching, and thank you so much for the comment of the week. I love you guys for commenting. It means the world to me, and I so appreciate it. So thanks for taking the time out of your day to, one, be here and watch this content, And congrats on doing it, because when you do this, it means that you're gonna go further and faster with your content on YouTube and build your brand and your business even faster as well. And I'm super happy to be able to help you do that. So thanks for being here, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.